I just remember, oh my gosh, I'm having back pain, like whatever. But I was so occupied by my son and like being with his mom and shopping, I didn't think much of it.
Mm-hmm.
So then we go to dinner, and so now I'm sitting and I'm more focused, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I think I'm having contractions.
Yeah.
But at this point, I was only like 37 and a half weeks.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I was kind of early. I wasn't really expecting it.
Yeah.
It was December 4th.
Okay.
And I was due December 15th.
Okay.
So I wasn't too far away, but still a little early.
Yeah.
And so that night we got home. I remember putting my son to sleep. Contractions were tearing me up. And I was texting people from upstairs like, I think I'm having contractions, like, for real. I got to pack my hospital bag. I don't have anything prepared. I felt so bad for my second child. Like, I mostly had things organized. Like, okay, I know I want to bring these to the hospital, but not in a bag.
Yeah.
So put them in a bag, took a shower, went downstairs. The Senegal national football team, football team was playing soccer.
Yeah.
And Luca was very occupied on that. And I'm like,
he's like, we're not ready to go yet.
No. And it was so funny because that day we had just bought me a big pregnancy ball.
Okay.
Like, those medicine balls.
Yeah.
I was like, can you blow up that ball for me? I'm having contractions. I need to like rock these out and sit through them. And so he did. And it was like in a matter of time. I don't remember like how much time, maybe an hour or two.
Okay.
I was already deep into contractions. Like, I was like, start timing them.
Yeah.
And he's like, Myria, these are like a minute apart. Like, these are, He's like, these are like, or not a minute apart. These are like 5 minutes apart and they're lasting only a minute.
Yeah.
I think it's time. And I was like, yeah, I think you're right. Like, I was in a lot of pain. So, in Turkey, because my doctor didn't speak like the best English and neither of us speak Turkish, I had hired a translator.
Okay.
So she had been with me at all my appointments, and she was going to be there like on call for my birth.
Okay.
So I had texted her and said, okay, I think I need to go in. Can you call my doctor?
Yeah.
Because in Turkey, your doctor comes to your birth. Okay. So she's always on call for you.
How did you find the translator?
So funny. So it was actually another wife on the team who was pregnant.
Okay.
Had joined like a Facebook group that was like Americans in Turkey or something like that, and had messaged about needing a babysitter. Okay. And had found this gal. And then she was using her for babysitting, but then also was like, would you be interested in translating? And so then she had given her to me as well. Okay. She gave birth a few months before me.
Okay, so she used her for hers.
No, she didn't. She had a doula hired.
Okay.
Who spoke English, so she was translating for her.
Okay.
And there for her. So then I used her, and so that's how I found her, was through my friend, through that other wife.
Okay.
And I had her, she called my OBGYN, we went in, when we got in there, I was 9 centimeters.
Oh my gosh.
They didn't want to check me. They were like, okay, we'll monitor you first for 30 minutes and then we'll check your dilation. Yeah. And I said, no, you need to check me now. This baby's coming. Like,
yeah, you know.
I know. Yeah. Like, please. So finally they did. And they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, you're at 9 centimeters. We need to break your water. You need to go. So I'm like, okay. They broke my water and the baby had pooped in the water. Okay. So they're like, we need to hurry, get over to the delivery room. We moved over to the living room. The translator's filling out all this paperwork for me that we needed to fill out because it was such a rush when we got in and how fast they were like, go into the delivery room. Yeah. And at this point, I'm sitting almost up straight on this, I wouldn't call it a delivery bed, but it felt like a chair. And I was like, can this lay back? Like, this is not comfortable. Like, I don't want to give birth like this. And they're like, this is all we have. Like, this is it. And so I was literally like this and with my arms here and my legs up. And I was like, this is terrible. I felt so uncomfortable. And not how I wanted to give birth, but it was so fast. I felt like I had no other option. Yeah. So I didn't feel like I could be like, no change, and I'm in a delivery room, so there are no other beds. There's nowhere else besides the floor. Yeah. And I just remember my husband being like, do whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do, let's do it. Like, if you want to get down, get down. I'm like, at this point, I'm in so much pain and exhaustion, I can't get down. Like, I can't move.
Yeah.
So I felt stuck in that one position.
Oh my gosh.
And this birth was so painful.
Oh.
So painful. I just remember it like it was yesterday. I remember my doctor just like pulling me, trying to stretch me out and saying, you need to push, but I didn't feel a contraction. I didn't feel ready to push.
Yeah.
And but she was just so eager to get the baby out. And so I was like, oh my gosh, it was just chaotic, and it felt so stressful and nothing like my first.
Oh my gosh. And you were in like a position that you were comfortable in either. So
Yes.
pushing in a position where you don't feel like you have power, that's so difficult.
I didn't feel like I could even like bear down or like, really squeeze. Like I was just sitting up. It was so strange and not the best experience. Yeah. But finally I just did it and we pushed it. I blacked out at that point. I don't even remember how I did that because that was just a lot of trauma a little bit with that one. So, but then we delivered her or I pushed her out and I did tear up this time instead of down. And I feel like the big reason why was because of my positioning and because how I was like, it just, and that I felt, and I was like so terrible. Yeah.